Hi, today I have a slow cooker recipe for you that is so easy but so flavorful that it's sure to become a new family favorite. I'm going to show you how to make jerk pork sandwiches with mango sauce. Now, jerk is a Jamaican style of cooking where a wet or dry spice mixture or jerk seasoning is rubbed onto meat to marinate before cooking. The seasoning is made up of many spices like allspice and cinnamon, as well as a super hot pepper called a Scotch bonnet. First, we need one small thinly sliced white onion. Now onto the spices that will make up our version of jerk seasoning. If you have kids, get them involved here. Have them help mix the spices together, and you can talk about the colors and smells of each one as you do. So into this bowl, I am going to add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, half a teaspoon allspice, half a teaspoon cinnamon, half a teaspoon of ground ginger. Also, we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. And instead of those really hot Scotch bonnet peppers, I am adding 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, which is still going to give us some spicy heat. There you go. But if you don't like things really spicy, you can use half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. I like fairly spicy food, so I'm using the whole teaspoon here. Now I'm going to give that a good mix. And our jerk mix is ready. Here we go. So here I have 1 1/4 pounds of pork loin. You can also use pork roast if you prefer. Nowadays, pork can be a lean and a heart-healthy choice, especially if you stick with loin cuts. I'll remove any visible fat with my knife. So I'll turn it over so. And now I'm going to take that jerk spice mix and rub it all over the loin, just like that. And I rub it in really good. It smells good. This is another fun step for the kids, but just be sure that everyone washes their hands afterwards. Always a smart thing to do after holding any raw meat. Now into my slow cooker, I am going to pour 2 cups of fat-free, low-sodium beef broth. Always be sure to look for low-sodium broth, stock, or soup at the store. Next, using my tongs so I don't dirty my hands again, I am going to gently add the pork. And now, I'm going to top it off with our onions. Okay. Now, I'll set this to low heat and cover it up. And we'll let that slow cooker work its magic for about 8 to 10 hours. Okay, time to make our pork sandwich topping, mango sauce. You can make this right before serving or ahead of time and just stick it in the refrigerator until you're ready to put the sandwiches together. Here, I have a ripe mango. So the trick to cutting a mango is to place it stem down on your cutting board, then slice halfway between the middle of the mango and the end. I'm going to show you how to do that. So you slice it here. Turn it around, and you slice it like that. What's left over is mainly the large, long mango pit in the middle. Now, for each section of the mango, I'm going to make parallel cuts. You can make them as thick or as thin as you want. And do that again to the other half. Okay? Then what I'm going to do is make a checkerboard pattern, as so. And I'll do it to the other half real quick. Okay. I'm being very careful not to cut all the way through to the skin, as you can see. Now, all I have to do is take a large spoon and scoop out the cubes. And we can scoop them into a bowl. You can either do this, make a little design, scoop it out here. Okay, that was easy. Scoop the other half. See how I'm doing that? Perfection. Okay, now I'm going to take these pieces from my bowl and I cut them smaller because I want smaller pieces for the mango sauce. Okay, they are all pretty small. So now that I have that diced, I'll put them in this bowl. Back again. Okay, and I'll add 1 tablespoon of honey. I'll get the spoon to help me. There we go. 3. 2 tablespoons of finely chopped red onion. And I'll get the spoon to help me out again. Okay, and also we're going to get the juice from half of a lime, just right here. Squeeze that right in there, really good. Okay, and 1 tablespoon of chopped flat leaf parsley, which is right over here. Now I'm going to give that a stir, and basically that's all there is to it. This mango sauce would also be great over fish or seafood like shrimp or scallops. Okay, so our pork is done. We'll take it out. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to shred it. You can use your forks, as so. And as you can see, it's really easy to shred. It's so soft. Okay, I think that'll be probably enough for a sandwich right here. And now we can make our sandwiches. I'm using whole wheat sandwich buns, but you could try this with whole wheat pita bread, or even make tacos using corn tortillas that do not contain any type of hydrogenated fat or tropical oils, such as palm or coconut oil. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open this up. I'm going to put some of this delicious pork into the bun. About that much. And then I'm going to top it up with this pretty mango sauce. I'll put a little bit more here for flavor. Now you could also put out some other toppings like shredded lettuce, cabbage, or chopped tomatoes. This looks amazing.